Alright, let's see what we've got around this. There's parchment on the ground. You found an ancient map. Will you take the parchment? You take the map, deciding that it may reveal something important. Alright, well it doesn't tell us a whole lot, but it does map out where we are right now, which is interesting. Apparently we have a compass as well. Though that will only really be relevant in one part of the game, as far as I know. So let's check out our other pathways here. But before that, looks like there's a bar loose here. The iron bars are quite rusty. Do you want to try and pry one loose? With a tug, you remove an iron bar. Let's check out the second door here. Doorway. Nothing of interest in this particular room, but this will connect us back to the previous one. There's our skeleton friend. This big stone pillar looks like it's ready to topple over at any minute. Well, I do have an iron bar, so let's see if that helps. Cool. Let's see what this is. You found a parchment. It's called Journal. Will you take it? Sure, but I'll look at that a little later. Let's see if the skeleton has anything. Water and time had bleached these bones white. I'm sure he won't mind this. Nothing else except this doorway. And that's an ominous sound. As hard as you might try, you discover it's locked. It can't be opened. So we'll have to revisit that, assumably. This wall has been smashed in. It's almost as if someone were looking for something. An ancient pickaxe lies discarded upon the ground. Will you take the pickaxe? Yes, I will add it to my infinite inventory. You take the pickaxe, impressed by its weight. Now, Del doesn't have a backpack or anything. He was tossed into his cell with just the clothes on his back, so as the game goes on, I start to wonder where he keeps everything. And unfortunately, this door is also locked. So that means we've explored all of our options here, and it's time to go back to the sewer. There was one more doorway all the way down. Before I step in there, though, let's see what's at the end here. Another skeleton. The water is getting quite deep. Proceeding any further might be dangerous. It looks like someone else tried to escape the dungeon. How deep is it exactly? Your feet quickly sink into the mire and pulls you under. As you realize your danger, you open your mouth to scream. The rancid water flows in, drowning the life from you as you are pulled to your doom. The grinning skull of the skeleton is the only one to see your unfortunate demise. Thankfully, the game lets you save anywhere, so we can test out any death we like. Well, it looks like a dead end, but what is this wall here? It's a high wall, but if you can get a handhold, it looks climbable. Now, realistically, you'd think you can climb it on your own, but Dell's a weak thing, so he'll have to use the pickaxe. Using the pickaxe, you scale the wall. And what's that? If you could get through the ceiling, you might be able to escape this place. Well, assuming it leads somewhere good. But let's try the pickaxe again. With a crash, the ceiling collapses. You should have been a miner. It probably would have done Dell good. Doesn't seem he's very strong. You look around and wonder if this is one of the towers Agar spoke of. Well, it's an interesting place. We're finally inside somewhere. Looks quite decrepit. You tap the barrel, noting that it sounds empty. Spooky, creaky doors. Mouse. Can't follow our mouse friend, but that means something's alive in here. There's nothing significant remaining. These old shelves appear to be on the verge of falling down. You found a coiled length of frayed rope. Will you take it? Well, I believe you're noticing a pattern now. I don't think there ever will be a moment we don't take something. While Dell is not very strong, he can carry an infinite number of things. This used to be somebody's home, it looks like. Why they would be living in the tower is another question, but... You found a fairy sculpture. Will you take the statue? You took the fairy sculpture. Riveting dialogue. And while it's on my mind, let's check out that journal that we picked up recently. I am amazed at what I think we've found. Buried in the ground and unearthed after all this time. He said we should sell it to the sorcerer, said we'd be rich. I have a bad feeling about this. So it's very likely that that skeleton was probably responsible for that hole in the wall. Though you can see it didn't go very well for him. You see a single slipper. Will you take the slipper? You can't take the slipper. Some unseen force holds it to the table. And no, before you ask, you can't pry it off with anything. This bed is quite small. This bed is unusually large. it can pretty easily be inferred that a parent and their child lived here, probably father and daughter. But again, why in the tower? That's normal. Yep. And we can't interact with any of these chests or anything like that. As hard as you might try, you discover it's locked and can't be opened. And where are we exactly? Well, the map has changed. It shows us that we're in the Disciples' Tower, which is confusing. It makes me wonder if the map is magical or if that's simply changed to be easier for the gameplay. But either way, it didn't tell us much of anything. It simply tells us we're in the tower, not how to navigate it. And now this looks much more refined. So we're out of the basement and into the main floor of the tower. What a splendid entrance! No doubt about it, this is one of the 4 towers. And a cat has fallen from the chandelier. Well, we know what he's surviving off of. It's firmly shut. Whether you push or pull, it refuses to budge. You found a statue of an elf. And of course we'll take it. Add it to our growing collection. This large ornate desk looks like it cost a pretty penny. It looks like most things in here cost a pretty penny. This door seems to be barred by some force. You notice a strange marking on the door. It won't open. There must be some special way to open this door. Ah, the traveler arrives. The traveler, Del Cottonwood, to be exact. Who am I, halfling? And how do I know your name? My name is Lakmir. I am a sorcerer. This tower is where I trained my disciples. You're not here for training, eh? Which way does the road wind for you, Del? Which path will you follow? The wide path is easy, but leads to death. The narrow is hard, but leads to life. If you choose the narrow, then seek me in the next tower, the Tower of Lakmir. If you choose the wide, then you are not the one I have waited for. I will be there, halfling. The question is, will you?